ததனம் திஹி தாஹத்ததனம் தக்க தாஹத்த தாஹத்த தக்க திம்மி திம்மி தஜ்ஜணுத்த ததனம் திஹி தாஹத்ததனம். Namaskaram. Welcome to Andal's Garden, a month-long exposition of the beauty of this mystic 9th century saint poet, her imagination, her worlds and words. Over the next month, you will see 7 different styles of classical dance, each dancer responding to Andal's 30 verses known as the Tirupave, a sacred garland of poems composed in adoration of the Lord of her dreams, Ranganatha, as Krishna. Now, my lifelong preoccupation with Andal has now endured for 6 decades, and I will tell you more over the coming days about how it has lasted through ruptures and conflicts with family, and then my own solo engagement with another kind of Andal. But for those outside the Tamil world of music, dance, poetry, painting, and literature, I want to share with you the one question that could be in all your minds: who is Andal? Her life story is actually a sketch. We don't know very much from her own words or from the words of the other saint poets. All we get is a kind of a silhouette. But over the centuries, her fame and her legend has grown. What we know is that in the early 9th century, a little baby girl was found in the Tulasi Grove adjacent to the Vishnu temple, the Vatapatrasai temple, in the town of Srivilliputtur, which is 75 kilometers south of the big city of Madurai. She was discovered by the priest of the temple, a humble Brahmin garland maker called Vishnu Chittar. The name means somebody who always has Vishnu in his mind, Vishnu Chittar. So a delighted Vishnu Chittar saw this baby girl as a gift and adopted her. He also became her teacher. But Andal displayed remarkable intelligence, composed 2 beautiful books of poems. The more famous is the Tirupave, which we will be exploring over the next month. But she also had another book called the Nachiyar Tirumuri, which some dancers will be exploring. But even before she was barely 20 years old, the legend ends because it is believed that she was absorbed into the body of the Lord. We believe, and there's a popular belief, that she was wedded to the Lord of her dreams in the great temple town of Srirangam. Now, why is it that Andal alone has a temple? After all, she is but one of the many mystic poet saints who have walked this soil of India. She was the only woman amongst the 12 Vaishnav canon of saint poets. And she was a forerunner to all the other women who came after her. But she is the only one to have a temple dedicated to her. How did this happen? How did it happen that this young girl, discovered as a foundling and named Godai, which means a beautiful garland, ascended and became Andal, the one who ruled the Lord's heart? She who adored and was devoted to Krishna then became the object of devotion herself. We will find out over the next several days. But through the series, whenever I appear before you, I am wearing one of my mother's saris. It is a memory of her and my grandmother's early influences of what Andal meant in our lives as Sri Vaishnava Tamil women. So welcome to Andal's Garden and immerse yourself in the daring imagination of this young teenager who breached every boundary, crossed every line, and expressed her expansive devotion and adoration to Krishna.